Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hivehound. And today we are going to be looking at the Kamikaze. A few of you may have seen in my recent World of Warships Firepower Deluxe edition videos that I've only recently got the Kamikaze, and I figured I'd take the time to quickly look over it whilst having some gameplay. First of all, I don't particularly play destroyers that much. I did at first, but I've switched to destroyers and cruisers and battleships predominantly over the last month or two. So it was nice. It was refreshing as I trade some paint with my fellow division mate there. So yeah, it was a nice change. First of all, Rezo Tanaka is obviously the captain that I've picked. I know you can get the detectability range down even more. Mine's at 4.7 kilometers, I think. Might have even got it down to 4.5. But I use Rezo Tanaka. I've got Eric Bay and Jesse Schwartz, whatever his name is, the Polish commander as inspiration, who both give reduced detectability range. I think, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure out of all the destroyers in the game, the Kamikaze is the sneakiest of them all. And as you can see, we recently fired some torpedoes, and yeah, 8 seconds left, and we've got more as we score our first hit on that Digay Truin. So yep, torpedoes out again. And I think the Kamikaze might be overpowered. I know you can get the, like I said, I've not spent much time playing destroyers, so I've not spent much points on the captains and commanders to get them maxed out. I think my Rezo Tanaka is only level 10, so you can get that current 35 second reload for my torpedoes down even lower. Now, unlike most destroyers, like I've got a couple of Akazuki gameplays up from my my early days of torpedoing, and you tend to get devastating strikes. You know, one salvo absolutely obliterating, you know, most battleships, most destroyers, with a neat little salvo. The Kamikaze is different. The Kamikaze is definitely more of a volume. It's like it's a damage over time. It's lots of torpedoes all the time, lots of directions, and you know, getting the occasional hit and building that damage up progressively. As you can see, we can 35,000 damage in the first 4.5 minutes, which isn't too bad. Now, unlike most of the Japanese destroyers whose guns are awfully weak, the Kamikaze's guns are actually quite powerful, but they just have a really long reload time, 12 seconds. You know, the Omaha and the Marblehead can fire and reload quicker than that, so you definitely don't want to be getting into tussles with cruisers. But low health destroyers, and well, low health cruisers, you can, if you're quite lucky, do some and actually hit your target, do some really significant damage with a salvo. But it does rely on you being accurate, as we daringly take on a Farragut as he desperately tries to escape and get around the other side of the island, but he gets finished off by I think it was a battleship. Looking at the angle he was at, should pay more attention to what's going on in these games. So yeah, so we're down in ships by 2. They've got a 2-kill lead, a significant points lead, but me and my teammate here, who's also in a Kamikaze, No, he's not. I lie, because that's 3 torpedoes in a salvo. That's not a kamikaze. What are you talking about? But as we dive into the cap and try and salvage this match for our team, put some pressure on them to come back to defend, and use the stealth of our destroyers on this Emile Berton and this Koenig that are sitting back, merrily enjoying the pleasure cruise they appear to be on, whilst the rest of the team pushed up. So let's see how these go. So, well, we've got a little over a minute to cap. Don't think that's going to happen, because those 2 ships can definitely get within the cap within a minute, and we get a strike, our first hit on the Congo. We miss the Emile Berton, and even better, we're now detected and spotted, so both of us fire up our smoke screens. Still detected by an airplane, because I've stupidly not slowed down enough to sit in my smoke screen and actually get the benefit of that. And more torpedoes, lots and lots of smoke, and we're finally safe outside of spotting range. Now, because we're firing through smoke, we can't get hit. I figured, well, we've got guns, let's use them. Let's see if we can do a little bit of damage to this Emile before it disappears behind the safety and cover of that rock. And always looking for an opportunity to do damage, as one of our battleships finally comes in to join us, and now they're capping our base, and one of their destroyers just took out another one of our battleships. So it is now a 3v6 situation. Obviously not a particularly good place to be in. We've only done 57,000 damage. That's, you know, over 5 times our hit points, so we're not doing bad, but we're gonna have to do a lot better to salvage this match. Geez, it's one of those days, as my teammate in the Matsuki, that's what it is, and it was a Japanese ship. That explains why I got myself confused. So he gets the kill, and in true sneaky destroyer fashion, I love doing this. Battleship's all on his own, he's all exposed. When you come around the corner, you get detected, and you know, it's almost as if you can feel the realization, when you feel his emotions, when he knows, like, that's it, I am done for, there is absolutely nothing I can do here, I'm gonna die. And he fires too early, spunks his shots, spiffing them straight into the mountain. He does keep his rear guns. He does give us some hits, but too little, too late, as we get 4 torpedo hits, 3 flood-ins, devastating strikes. So yes, the Kamikaze can do devastating strikes, but it's very situational. You'll have to get yourself into that kind of position. So now it is 4v3, and the enemies have appear to have got some bloodlust. They've left our cap, and they are in the process of heading back to us. Now, yes, I had shots on that New Mexico a little earlier, but I held off purely because he was turning. I was expecting him to turn. There's no point firing torpedoes at a turning ship. Wait until he's settled and steadied his course, which usually happens, and get them fishes in the water off the sink. And unfortunately, our Masuki has died, which has now left us with a 2v4 situation. 2 cruisers. We have, as we score, a hit on the New Mexico over there, who's now flooding, which is always nice. And we come around the corner, the Omaha is right in front of us, and yeah, probably shouldn't have pushed there. and that's the end of our battle. But as you can see, we are still very merrily taking away some not insignificant damage in the corner. Just confirm, this is like my third or fourth game in the Kamikaze. I've not actually played it much, especially with, you know, getting the Firepower Deluxe edition and then ranked battles coming out. So there was plenty to talk about as our poor Wyoming sits there and gets blown up. So that ends us on a 118,000 damage. 9 torpedo hits, 9 hits with our guns, 3 incapacitations, 2 destroys, and 6 floodings, of course, with Liquidator, Devastating Strike, and High Caliber. Liquidator is quite a tough medal to get, so actually picking it up in this match was quite nice. So yeah, Kamikaze, great little ship, fun boat. Don't expect to outright murder people. It is that overall flooding. So until next time, take care.